saw there. He is a grand master on the Bane, so I think if anyone's going to be able to do it, it's him.
So it's going to be interesting to see then if it forces Chalice to maybe go into an early Dispel item. You could be considering a Yule Scepter. Lotus Orb as well could be on the cards as well for a little bit of extra armor against the Acid Spray. But if you are really worried about the Enfeeble, which you probably should be considering the value level that you get out of it, then I wonder when Chalice is going to be considering about going for an item to be able to counter that.
Yeah, I mean, it is a... The Lotus Orb is a pretty standard item for the Necro, right? Like, you always want to be going at, like, something like an urn into a hood into the Lotus Orb is pretty standard for most Necros to be going, so I could certainly see that being the case for Chalice. Obviously, they've also got a lot of, I don't want to say slow stuns, but, you know, up against a Bane, even just to prevent that Fiend's Grip from going off onto a priority target is a pretty big deal. Tossing the Lotus Orb onto someone that Alk has Unstable Concoction, again, pretty important as well. Just removing the silence from the puck as well onto, let's say, the Dazzle if he needed to. Pretty significant as well. So we'll see what avenue he tends to go down. That's one of the things. Your item choices are very open on this Necro, I feel, this game.
I did see Matthew was able to scout out, at least get an idea of RNG placing a ward around the mid lane. Look how both sides are set up to be able to contest this bounty rune. On to show first with X-Nova nearby as well. A little bit of poke damage into Sacred, nothing crazy.
I think it's going to be pretty chill. I mean, you've got an Alchemist that doesn't typically want to be part of those early fights anyway. Very rare that he's going to get the Grievel's Greed, but just considering what he's actually going to level up in the lane as well. I think it'd be a big mistake if he didn't get at least a single point into that Unstable Concoction. 2 points is really where the value is, but we'll see. 2-2-1, pretty standard.
Matthew just runs up and yokes it. Easy like that. We'll just have a 2-for-2 regardless. Back on the Picard's skill bird, I'm pretty much only seeing Alchemists, like side lanes, go like 2-2-1.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends as well if there's like a kill threat. So it might be like 3-1-1 instead, just to be able to buff up the speed that you're able to farm once Bane has secured you that laning stage. The thing is, though, you've got this Void Spirit and Earth Spirit, who are two heroes that are very capable of being able to invade the jungle if you're just sitting back and farming up some stacks. The move, bot side. Being focused up a little bit. There was some... Was it heavy blocking that was happening? No, I don't think it was blocking at all. Somehow the creep wave got underneath the tower. So that's going to get you a few of that. It's going to push the wave back in towards RNG's side. So really it's just a battle of using this Acid Spray and the Death Pulse. Like, I don't know how this is going to end out, honestly, because it's just like shoving back and forth. So it's just going to be all on aggression, though.
It's going to come down to the sustaining. Well, Karkar's got 2 sets of Tangos to be playing with, and we know the Necrophos is someone who's not really going to be, especially in this lane, I don't think Chalice is going to be concerned at all. I have a difficult time to be able to combat the Necro early. So we'll take a look at some of the other lanes. Mid lane alone on the puck against Somnus on the Void Spirit. Of course, this is going to be... It is a matchup that can go back and forth. A lot of people like picking the Void Spirit just because at least you get that guaranteed control versus the puck.
It's really important that, I'm just looking at top lane, that Matthew went and made this pull happen. He's trying to make it so it's that half pull, very nicely done. Just completely denying away 2 creeps and not giving away that that lane pushing potential. Because as an early level on this Pango, you just see the cooldown on the Swashbuckler. It's 20 seconds, so X-Nova actually spent such a long time being able to bully the Pangolier away. Just a single use of the Poison Touch and you're able to chase him down, continuously apply it.
It's going to be interesting to see what Thunder Awaken can really do to help out at this top lane, because, like you mentioned, Dazzle Bristleback is a formidable lane combo, and the Pango is not the greatest laning hero, nor is the Tiny as well, so I wonder if Matthew... I don't even know if he can rotate bottom, like maybe around the 6-minute mark, or a little bit afterwards, because you want to try and secure the runes as well for the puck. So I'm just intrigued to see on how Matthew's going to look to play this game, kind of help out some of the other lanes, because I don't think he'll be able to do too much top.
Yeah, to me it feels like he is just food if he plays in this top lane. Right now he's prioritized having the toss instead of the avalanche, really just wanting to keep that dazzle away from him after he applies the poison touch. So that's very nicely done. You can just see X-Nova using the fact that the Tiny can't stay in the lane to get a lot of these pulls off, keep resetting the equilibrium in favor of RNG.
Creatures of fear.
Able to get it? Maybe. I mean, Matthew's actually standing on top of a few creeps, so the Hellbear might even just clap him in the face.
We do see as well. Alone was forced to go pick up one of the bounty runes up top. It was the Dyer's bounty. Somnus has done a really good job to be able to continue to harass the pop. Has a little bit of a last-minute advantage, and this sort of bottom lane might have our first blood. Karka's in a bit of trouble. Verifier on a roll to play with, but Alchemist going to be able to put himself in a position where he can block the escape on Karka, and because picks up our first blood.
Great way to be able to start as this Alchemist. Wasn't having the most amazing time in lane. Of course, Chalice with this last pick Necro is just sitting back and free farming, and Pakaz is going to be able to take advantage of, in my opinion, if it's not for an Alchemist, the worst camp in the game. Just barely kills a single range creep, but one of the big parts of Karka is he wants to be playing that aggressively, not to reveal the fact that that camp is blocked up. Every single minute, he's just using his body to be right there. He ends up giving up his first life, so not worth it in the end, but you understand why.
Oh my lord, almost going down to the burst on Matthew. Just able to keep his life long enough, and they will force the TP back out. More mid lane Somnus. If he lands a Remnant on Lone's gonna be in trouble, and he doesn't juke to the north or the south. Somnus was on point with the Remnant usage, and I love that play as well. We saw the TP in from Karka to refill the bottle that was also at the 4-minute mark as well, so he was able to stop Alone from getting one of the water runes and left Puck in a really tricky situation where he only had half resources to play with, and he didn't know if he should stay in the lane or go back to base, and well, we saw what happened when he continued to stay in the lane.
Absolutely, and we all know that, I've said it a few times, Chalice is just under zero threat of dying, so he's very happy to just sit down here on this bottom side, timing that kill of the small creep very well too, making sure that the small camp wasn't going to respawn considering it had been dewarded at the time.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And this is really the beautiful thing about the Necro pick, because it really enables Karka on the Earth Spirit. You have a self-sufficient laner who's not going to be in trouble at all, which can mean that Earth Spirit can make a lot of rotations, and we're going to see that come out, and I honestly think he's going to start rotating now to be able to secure the rune, but well, they got some kills to pick up first. Pandamu able to get some distance away thanks to the Nightmare and the Unstable Concoction, but as soon as the brawl is done with, Karka will start to make his way to the mid lane.
Everything's going well for RNG though right now. Obviously he's able to get away there, but again, it's just more space. Like, an Alchemist will not kill a Necrophos on its own. So right now Chalice is just bodying this, this Necro is bodying the Alchemist in the bottom side of the map, but Somnus, so many people just call him like a robot, able to do crazy things in that mid lane, although...
For the moment, Matthew's going to be in with the combo as well. They're going to look for the perfect chain control.
Has been killed.
Do a decent amount of damage.
He astral steps through the core.
Chalice has got the side. Look at the rotation as well from Karka back to bottom as Chalice finds that early level 6 thanks to some of the solo experience that he's been getting with Karka out of the lane. And it'll cut away the life of the elk.
Does end up going that 3-1-1 build on the Alchemist, so Chalice, he learns a little bit of a lesson. Can't just stand and fight underneath the acid spray under the tower. He does have very low armor at this stage, just the 6 with the assistance of that Earth Shadows, but yeah, very nice to be able to get that pick off. All 3 lanes going well for RNG right now.
Matthew might be in a
Radiant's
bit
top
of
tower
trouble
is
here.
under attack.
Somnus is converging on his location.
He knows.
See if he's gonna-
The Spidey senses.
He does indeed. He's got multiple ultimate charges to play with. There's the first into the
Dire's middle
second.
tower is under
He's up with the
attack.
8th Remnant. So Matthew's really going to make him work for this. A lot of space created. This could open up bottom for Thunder Awaken to make a play. They are considering about bringing Puck down. And he's going to think otherwise. So an easy kill for Somnus. Matthew.
Is it? Is it an easy kill?
Well, you're right. It's not... Matthew's got to go down, but he wastes an incredible amount of time. So maybe it's not too easy.
Space created. Easy clap.
see the emphasis though. We've got the second power rune
Dire's
spawning up
bottom
shortly.
tower
Again,
is under
both these mid
attack.
laners are really going to look to secure these runes, and Matthew's going to be able to help out on lone, even refills the bottle as well.
Man, this is actually just going to be such a quick timing for RNG.
Coil,
This
actually.
is-
An early break. Matthew again's going to be in with the combo alone. He is holding the Waning Rift. Only level 1, so the damage is not going to be enough. Somnus!
back in.
He goes back in! Somnus! Oh, he does get brought down. Not playing with the greatest amount of health. Felt like he could turn it around with the burst, but unfortunately that is not enough. So in the end, Thunder Awaken get a gigantic kill.
Alone, unfortunately, not able to claim that regen. Rudy dodging out the poison touch. I don't know if X Nova wants to stay here. He's not the tankiest boy in the world. Alone actually wants to stay. It's Pandabu that makes that rotation in.
He's going to be able to jump over
Radiant's
the wall of
bottom
the pit.
tower is under attack.
See if he can get that last orb off. Lacking a little bit of mana, unfortunately, for Alone, so not be able to secure the kill. It does also force Pandamu to
Radiant's
rotate
top tower
out of this
is under
bottom lane, but
attack.
it looks like because he's doing okay for the moment.
So what I was saying before is typically we see with these Bristlebacks, the build they go for is like a Vanguard into the Aghanim Scepter, maybe even the Hood of Defiance in addition to the Vanguard, but Ana doesn't need to do that this game. All he's worried about right now is like the Puck being able to take him down, and maybe the tiny Avatos combo if he's facing the wrong way. So straight from that into the Aghanim Scepter is going to be an incredibly fast timing for him to
Radiant's
play
bottom
around.
tower is under
There we go,
attack.
Matthew. Going down, especially with Kaka being able to connect as well, but we do see the stacks up top being contested between Sacred and Pandamu. Maybe a bit of a nuisance on Dana. Even on Lone's going to look to rotate as well. They've got the coil. They need a silence up next over the threat of the grave. Might be able to keep Ana alive long enough for the rotations to come, and just look at that read as well from Thunder. They turn away from the Bristleback, recognizing that Ana's not going to be the easiest kill, and they'll get rid of X-Nova instead.
It's nice to be able to secure the kill, but again, at the end of the day, it's a POS 5. The POS 1 gets away. He's a Bristleback. With health regen, he can continue to farm. Oh, unless he gets ganked here after using the Soul Ring. Just being a little bit annoying as Alone. But yeah, 2 ults used for a POS 5. I think RNG are fine with that.
It's a question if they have the control to lock the puck into place long enough. Drawn down to the south, Karkar's off the suit, the rolls off the mark, but Somnus, he is on. They're going to be able to bring him down with the help of the Resident Pulse damage, and now Pandamu's in trouble as well. Another round of the 8th remnant. Even Chalice is going to look to step in as well, considering about dropping a scythe.
Love this rotation though. Siege creeps up, bring your guy that's able to heal the entire creep wave. Chalice at the very top of the net worth right now, and I mean, who wants to rotate to this? Puck, even once she gets the Blink Dagger, is going to be massively useful because you've got that Spirit Vessel to be able to cancel it. Alchemist as well, all of that health regen isn't going to be as big of a factor. It's just about rushing for this Radiance. Right now, Thunder Awaken need to prioritize a whole lot more onto opening up this map for the Alchemist as much as they can.
Incredible position from Karkar as well. Scouting out the TP from Sacred, so they know that Pango is not going to be able to get involved in this team fight. They'll look for the stack for the coil. Karkar going over the tier 2 tower, but it's not enough damage as they'll turn it back around though on RNG. An easy kill into Matthew, tier 1 tower secured.
I mean, are we able to get a replay of that at all? Because over the days, we've really been praising Thunder Awaken and their spellcasting, but this fight was a little bit different. This time, they unfortunately used the Nightmare. If we have a quick look there, they used the Nightmare just before the Dream Coil came out, so I don't believe it actually connects in onto the Earth Spirit. That's why he's able to run away. He gets tossed back. They're expecting that it's going to be broken, so at least it's a 1-for-1 trade, but instead, Kaka ends up living, and they get the kill onto Matthew.
See RNG. These T1 towers, Somnus actually going to look to jump in. As he got the burst from Moon with Karkar nearby, the control's enough, and they're going to look to try and move this into the triangle. They've got the ward on the high ground, so a lot of information for RNG to play with. Somnus doesn't really have the ultimate charges though. Karkar gets the magnetize out there, so it'll be cautious on Thunder how long they stick around. The Chalice drops aside Thunder, however. He's going to turn to deal with the Dazzle Sacred. He's not going to have the damage by himself. He's able to bounce back a swashbuckle, but it still keeps himself inside the river. Instead, Somnus, though, he's going to jump to the Bane instead, recognizing he won't be able to catch up to the Pain Clear, so looking for the easier target with Ana rotating. But even Alone's going to look to get involved as well. A call to hold Somnus back, but Alone might have just put his body on the line. Jaunt down just makes it to the low ground as well, so Alone is out. Sacred's gonna make it out as well.
Got a little bit of efficiency coming through there with the illusory orb going over the high ground. They scout out the fact that RNG have this cliff warded, so they know that they're seeing Picard's farming right now. That's why Anna's making the beeline towards there, but they're going to be able to back off in time. I might let the stack happen. It's just like, all right, minus armor for my quill spray, why not?
I don't know how they're ever going to make any space for this Alchemist. This tier 1 tower going down at such an early stage and this ward being up in the triangle, like, where is Elk going to be able to farm?
It's rough.
Look how aggressive they're playing. Look at RNG right now.
Yep.
How it's done.
This is what that second pick Earth Spirit means for the team. It just means we are running at you. We are going to do it constantly. And we've got faith that our Bristleback and Necro with a free lane is going to be able to carry the game for us.
They may have seen Picard's not having a TP. They're just beelining it to his location. Instead, Karka's going to go for Pandamu, however. Scythe is still on cooldown. Chell's not going to be able to get an extra charge out of that. Trying to get in range for the Ghost Shroud, so they will be able to catch up in the end. They're going to be cautious though, because mid lane, this is a bigger target. They're going to be able to get the toss back, breaking the coil. Void Spirit goes down. And finally, they'll get rid of Pandamu as well, but that is a worthwhile trade. Even X-Nova is going to be put in the grave, so Thunder Awaken, all the space that the support made once again is able to help out to get some pretty big kills.
That's the way back into the game. Just the supports playing like out of their mind, being able to kite around multiple members of RNG. He's just finished up the Radiance, so this isn't quite so easy for Ana to just run down the Alchemist, but still he feels invulnerable up here on what's become his triangle to be able to farm. Looks like that is the next little objective though for Thunder Awaken. Get back control of their most important area of the map. The one tower they've taken is that tier 1 top, so they want to enable the cars to be able to farm on the top side.
Go. RNG, they're in. Karka's going to miss the roll. Chell's going to be able to go stick forward. They want to side down the main, but they're going to turn to Matthew as well. So 2 quick and easy kills for the side of RNG.
Very nice once again. They might even look this to use this to go into Roshan. You know, being able to pick up a couple. You've got the 1 point in the Viscous Nasal Goo. Not too much other minus armor. X-Nova is going to have a little bit. That's why he's spamming out the Shadow Wave just to be able to get that onto Roshan. But it's pretty significant. You know, immediately looking to apply it onto him. It's a bad juju. They're just not in a position right now to contest this on Thunder Awaken. And they might just be thinking, oh my god, they're not actually pushing us. They're just doing Roshan. It's fine, guys.
Does bad juju minus armor work on Roche? I'm not seeing the...
The game's in beta areas, alright? These things, just, there'll be a patch. We got a patch coming soon, alright?
That's gonna be a beautiful patch. So this is kind of one of the big issues that we were mentioning about with the Penguin probably not having a lot of farm to work with in a game like this. Going into the Dazzle Bristleback, you see his net worth has really taken a hit. Hasn't been able to go for some luxury items. It's going to be that Blink Dagger first that he's considering.
I think he might go the Diffusal first if they feel like they're ready to, like, if RNG with this Aegis are just going to continue to run at them, right? Like, maybe RNG just wait for Ana to finish up his Aghanim Scepter, but I feel like they really want this in response to that. Yeah, because look at what you're up against. You're up against a Bristleback that needs to cast spells to do your damage and to be able to scale. Void Spirit, Necro, they're all very reliant on that mana. So if you can take that away from them, kind of like the old Topson Diffusal Gyro, then it goes a long way towards winning these team fights.
It is, without a doubt, an incredible item if he can get it, but it's just a question of, well, he has it completed, so we'll see. You are going to be a bit away from Matthew's Blink. Again, really on the puck, and if they're in a position where Sacred can get that Rolling Thunder and bounce back onto multiple wards,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think this is also one of those games where you absolutely want to be going the 2.5 second Shield Crash Ball cooldown, just because it's really important for once you get into that Aghanim Scepter. I think that's absolutely the build.
Gonna roll in onto Sacred. Matthew's in an incredible position to be able to cancel this initiation, and the reactions from Thunder. Pandamu's able to step in, Sacred as well with the Rolling Thunder. They might still stick around though from RNG. They know that's a lot of their control now wasted with the Rolling Thunder on cooldown.
They're actually TPing away here on Charles. They might have spotted out Pakaz just farming up on this top side. Well, they see the Acid Spray, of course.
Is under attack.
But very nicely done by Pandamu to be able to scout out this movement. I was kind of expecting RNG to use, again, this Aegis to continue pushing the bottom side of the map. They don't have the glyph on Thunder Awaken right now, and the wave was pushed all the way in underneath the tower, and I feel like without the Fiend's Grip, without the Rolling Thunder, that would have been a very easy
He's got a double damage room. Silence as well, holding them back. Karkar's able to get the rolling to offer the control. Chemical Rage is still on cooldown for Pakaz, but the coil is going to give him some valuable time to work with. Som's in trouble to jump on forward. Finally, Pakaz is getting the ultimate off. With the HP breach, and Pakaz should be able to reposition to safety, but to Thunder Awaken, stick around for this team fight. Looks like they're going to make the executive call to back out. They're happy with getting rid of the Aegis onto Somnus. The Sacred even gets a +1 as well, bringing down X-Nova before Chalice is able to step in with the Scythe.
And they were actually so close there to be able to get the kill onto the Alchemist. You had the Void Spirit Astral Step ready to continuously go forward. I think the Witchblade was off cooldown as well, but it was a clutch silence coming out there from Alone that prevented the follow-up damage from coming in.
Cause just completed this BKB.
I really don't think they can fight until they get the Blink Dagger, though. That's the thing. They need a way to be able to jump the backlines and remove this Dazzle from the equation. You saw how important it was there. They just had to commit so much heavier to be able to take down the first life, not even, you know, the Aegis, and the second one just doesn't happen.
Underbrews nearby, along with Alone, once again the toss under the T2 tower, but RNG showing up with numbers here to be able to take the fight. Somnus going to be cautious though. The coil's out into the break as well. Do they have the damage throw to bring down the Void Spirit? Nash Recept's able to reposition. Now Sacred's going to move in to try and deal with Chalice. This is not an easy kill at all. The Necroforce is incredibly survivable, especially with X-Nova nearby as well. It's going to go for a TPR, but they have the damage just after the Grave expires. And now Sacred's looking for more, but Arna, the Bristleback showed up to the party, so Alone, he needs to get the orb out. The Jaunt to the last second is not fast enough as Arna pumps the damage in to get rid of the pump, and now we can turn his attention to bring down Sacred. As RNG, finally Arna shows up, this Bristleback, too difficult for them to deal with.
And he's got the Aghanim Scepter. Daddy's home. He's here to just continuously push in these fights. Again, it's got to be big props to Sacred, though. He always seems to find a way to be able to get that one extra kill that you really don't expect Thunder Awaken to be able to claim in these team fights. Couple of supports, and it was his swashbuckle right on time with the end of that Shallow Grave that was able to take down the Necrophos as Chalice is trying to TP away.
Do smoke on the ward as well, so RNG, they have full confirmation of this play. Arna's just gonna charge in.
Why not?
Take this skirmish. Pandamu is the target. Somnus gonna actually go for Matthew instead.
Still got the haste on Somnus.
Why did you make an enemy of me? I had no reason to notice.
Feels like a tiny bit of a missed opportunity here for RNG. Like, 2 lanes are shoved in. They still don't have the push for another 50 seconds. You've got this Bristleback that, in terms of relative strength in this game, he's not going to get any stronger. Like, of course, you're going to scale. But I feel like Tango is going to be able to come back into this game stronger. So is the Park. Tiny's going to have a bigger influence. Like, he still doesn't have a Blink Dagger on Tiny. He's trying to go into the 4-staff maybe instead, but yeah, Matthew, of course, is going to have a much larger impact on this support Tiny once he does reach that timing. So just get some towers, get some more map control, prevent the Alchemist and other heroes from being able to farm.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I feel like for RNG, we're going to be looking at that second Roshan. If they're unable to take... They're probably looking to even get a set of barracks off that second Roshan.
Radiant's top tower
Running under the observer with Karthar and Somnus instantly jump on this opportunity. They're even looking for a +1 as well. Pandamu trying to deward the cliff, and well, that's going to result in another casualties. They should be able to close the distance.
Look how fast Hunter is. Just chasing down this poor Bane.
All in
easy kills. I do feel like again, RNG, they're looking for this next Roshan. That's going to be at least 2 T2 towers, and they're going to look to crack the high ground. Because I do feel like Thunder Awaken as the game goes on. Like, the Alchemist can kind of fall off, but a Silver's Edge can really help deal with the Bristle back. There's a couple of really good scepters this game as well if it gets ultra late. So I feel like RNG, the second rush is incredibly important for them.
Tower is under attack.
Nice save coming through from Chalice there. Trying to turn this around. A toss onto the low.
Toss into the middle. Alright. Thought to give them some room to reset the fight. Ana is not the person you want to bring down to the cars! He jumps in the river instead! Sacred's got the follow-up as well. They're going to look to buy back. They know they need to protect the Necro. But the Dazzle, too late to join back with the teleport. So Thunder Awaken. Find a beautiful opening thanks to the Alchemist Blink Dagger.
Still very speedy, but not alone. There to cut you out with blade slow coming through.
Man, that silence is way too close for comfort on alone.
Radiant's middle
They're
tower
closing in on
is
that
under
AC
attack.
though. Finally, RNG look to convert their
Radiant's
early
middle
aggression
tower
into a
is
push.
falling.
Doing a good job on Thunder Awaken so far to keep these lanes pushed out as much as possible, but finally they're able to take away the outpost. They could potentially go for another lane being pushed in. Obviously, top side has more importance because that's close to the Roshan that's going to be spawning in 1.5 minutes. But just the fact that they were able to claim a couple of those kills, you know, these are, I don't want to say they're freebies, but they're certainly unexpected for how the game state's been.
What's your thoughts on the scaling potential of either side?
I would say, like, super late, it's going to be Thunder Awaken. I feel like right now, RNG is incredibly strong, and we still, again, don't have the Blink Dagger on Tiny. He's 15 gold away from being able to pick it up. Same sort of thing with the Pango, right? He just picked up the Blink Dagger for himself. He can look to get into stuff that's just going to chain lockdown people like the Necro, like the Dazzle, because Necro really doesn't like buying a BKB for himself. So you get that Rolling Thunder on top of him, he just does nothing in a lot of these engagements. So I'm feeling confident if it gets to the super late for Thunder Awaken, but for right now, the game's all RNGs.
They're looking to continue on with that trend. Smoke off from RNG. Gonna put Ana in the front line. See who
With
they
the
can get
AC as
jump.
well. People are gonna melt.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire are
Won't
scanning.
have a top lane to play with. Alone's done a pretty good job to cut the waves.
They're playing around Roshan though. X-Nova should be able to scout it out 3 seconds away.
Can Thunder contest this? Do you feel like they have the items to be able to do so?
I don't think so. I think they're very close, but just not quite there. Just like simple things like the BKB on the puck could be the difference maker. Pangalia having the ball up. As for right now, this should be the second one claimed. I wonder who's going to secure the Aghanim Shard. Maybe, honestly, maybe even the Dazzle, to be honest, right? Like, they've been pretty on point on Somnus as well as Kaka of finding the initial pick-off, but maybe just lacking a little bit of that follow-up damage onto it.
Radiant
2
are
seconds could be the
scanning.
difference.
Roshan has
That confirmation, but they want nothing to do with the pit. So the second Roshan is going to go the way of RNG. Ana gets the Aegis. Shard given over to Somnus as well. Soon to be the level 18, so max out Astral Step, offering plenty of damage. Now Thunder is setting themselves up in a position to take a fight by the outpost, but I don't think you can... If Pandemil goes down first, and man's going to buy him some time. Karka's going to get the roll in, but a beautiful avalanche along with Sacred's Rolling Thunder. It gives him the opportunity to get rid of the Earth Grid to start. Sacred's been able to run into the Void Spirit as well. They're going to look to jump as well. Alone's into the combination. Matthew with the break of the coil. Provides the cards for the damage. He'll enter from the right side. Without the Void Spirit now, the control might be something that's going to be lacking on RNG. We'll see if they can kite Ana down to the north. And Matthew with the sacrificial lamb. So Thunder, a beautiful team fight. They get a 2-for-1. They force out a buyback out of Karka.
And that was all because of they just waited for that little bit of extra timing, right? Pango had the Aghanim Shard that time, so they got the chain lockdown needed to just delay the fight long enough until Alone was able to join with the Dream Coil, and then, of course, Puck, Dream Coil, Tiny Toss was what you needed to be able to bring him closer to the Alchemist and get the finish off onto Somnus. So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Thunder Awaken have the tools at their disposal. It's just about waiting for the right time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Cautious though, setting up this defense. There is a ward on the high ground. You see Panda Move starting to enter towards the T2 tower. It looks like without anyone else nearby, it's going to be a very tricky defense, especially into the ages as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is the map control that I feel RNG should have had a while ago. So the fact they're able to claim it now, it's a little delayed, but you are still able to, again, prevent the areas of the map that you're able to farm. You've also got those nice tier 3 neutral items ready to come out here. So it could certainly be a factor.
It's probably RNG going to need to smoke if they want to enter this bottom jungle. Because we saw that previous fight break out, you more than likely the only way Thunder want to take that fight is if they have wards set up down bottom, so entering that high ground blind under the threat of maybe Thunder being grouped up as 5 is going to be too tricky of a task, so yeah, we are going to see them smoke up and look to try and control bottom. Because this is a gigantic kill. He did just buy out.
Oh no.
Oh my lord. That was way too close.
And the worst part is they'll never know until they watch the replay.
They do know now.
Oh.
Chalice saw the creeps. Oh, because don't continue to go top. He's chill. Top lane though, they're setting up on Sacred. This is here. Chalice is going to be nearby as well. And beautiful move from RNG. Beautiful move from bot to
They're
top.
tired
They
of
go.
being split pushed. They're tired of it. You know, this Pango, this Puck, they've been doing a really good job of
Cars
it
is
so
the
far.
bottom as well.
banned
Instant TP is
by
coming out. He
Gaga.
might get the kill. Pandamu's nearby to be able to help out as well. And the rest of Thunder are also connecting just in case a fight breaks out.
Yeah, just look to, like, BKB TP at the very worst against Ana, but
It fills me with nothingness.
it feels a little weird, honestly, for RNG. They got a minute 20 left on this Aegis, so probably about 30 seconds once Earth Spirit respawns. You're not going to have the Reaper's Scythe, so there's that big kill threat gone. Have they even got all of their neutral items so far? They do, and actually there's a Psychic Headband not being used by X-Nova's Dazzle. I think he'd much prefer that to a Chip Vest, but who am I?
I think we are just seeing the difficulties though with RNG, and their lineup is a little bit immobile. Necro's very slow, Dazzle's very slow, Bristleback kind of speedy to get to some of the other lanes can be difficult. It doesn't really offer pick-off potential as well. So Thunder have a really good read on just what they need to do. Just continue to kite the Aegis. They've only gotten, they might not even get this tier 2 tower. 30 seconds left and Thunder are coming out like they want to set up a defense.
Really not wanting to.
Coin
I thought
for
they would have
me.
been in a place to get it. Huh.
This net worth lead
Okay.
is not really growing.
So, this is like one of probably 2, maybe, instances where this talent on the Necrophos at level 20 is actually good. He went the Heartstopper regen reduction because you're against an Alchemist. Alchemist and Huskar are basically the only 2 heroes that you wanted against because it's regen. It's not healing, it's not anything like that, it is regen. And that's what Alchemist's Chemical Rage gives you. It gives you that bonus health regen.
I would love if it showed in the tooltip. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case.
We've been over this, the game is in beta.
Sorry. Drop the subject. Thunder, they went smoke. They see Chalice. Let's see if they can blow him up. With the chain control, they might be able to, but it's going to be off the back of X-Nova's positioning as well. I don't know how Chalice caught a whiff for this, but he's backing up to his team.
X-Nova's playing in really good spots as well. Always playing around that tree line, very rarely getting out of the fog. Although,
He's into the coil, rolling down his balls as well. That's perfect. Oh, Thunder Awaken. Couldn't ask for much better. 3 gone, just like that. It's going to be up to the reinforce on Arlington.
Ultra.
Back around, but because
Chalice came back in.
He's got the ultra kill. He's looking for the rampage as well. He's going to be cautious though. The chemical rage has expired. They're doing an incredible job to kite Arna for the moment. A toss to the side. They'll get the side kill one. Both supports it down. They're going to bring Chalice down. They drop to the high ground. Roshan still on cooldown. Super calls up as well. But look at Arna. He's doing it all for them. Double kill on the Brisset back. They're just unable to combat. This position one on RNG was such a beautiful start, but they do not have the answers.
Under attack.
I want to look at that fight recap. 6,500 damage being done by Arna and just as much by the Alchemist as well. Yeah, this is just a perfect Dream Coil coming through from Alone to set everything up. Once this buyback happens as well on Chalice, he TP's back to the left-hand side. So really catches him a little bit by surprise, but just great spellcasting once again coming through from Thunder Awaken. But this is what happens with a Bristleback. He's got that Warpath damage stack now. Level 25. Right-clicking like a beast. Although, my favorite ability in people underappreciated. Still a lot. Still helping a little bit.
I'm just seeing the live feed. I'm seeing he's got no mana, so he can't get the stacks going. The enfeeble, like you're mentioning, so a bit difficult at the moment. He's doing a really good job to slow down the siege.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks
being used.
Okay, what do Thunder have to do differently in these fights to deal with the Bristle back? Everything else in that fight was perfect. Getting the supports, avoiding the Bristle at the start, but just obviously that wasn't enough. Like Arna is incredibly farmed. They've got a Bristleback issue. Is there something they need to itemize, or is it just team fight wise that needs to be a little bit different?
Well, just have a look over at Picard's in his quick buy. I think that'll give you the answer very quickly. They're like, we need the break. We need it right now. And honestly, they're taking the strategy that I don't hate, personally, in that you just ignore the Bristle and try and kill everyone else, because if you're just killing the Bristle, it's suicide. You're activating his Bristleback as well. But eventually it gets to the stage where, you know, he's level 25 now, so you kind of can't do that. You have to focus on him. Otherwise, he's just going to be able to do way too much with those Warpath stacks. Like, look at that damage that he's got. Yeah, he's got like 950 damage. My math is terrible. 800, 900, around that.
It's dumb. You can just control people in place.
Mirrors
of fun here. I mean, when you're snowballing and you're this raid boss, you're so far ahead. Bristleback's incredibly fun to play. For the person who's playing the enemy team. Yes.
You called my name?
I know. But people don't know that, so we just let it
true. My name is Daniel Og. That is my my official name on my birth certificate.
You mean Gonad? That's what it is?
Yeah. No, that's my middle name.
Ah.
I actually don't have a middle name. Did you know that?
Why?
Because my parents aren't creative. They were just like, too much work.
Too much work? What do you mean? It's not even that much work. The middle name is often one of either the grandma or the granddad, one of their names.
I think you're overestimating just how much my parents care about me.
Must be a rough life. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Daddy and mummy issues. Hate to see it. Alright, RNG. What do we have in store? Waiting for that third Roche. X-Nova's on Roche shitting duties. Love to see it. 40 more seconds, X-Nova.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This feels like, one of those moments where there's like, you're waiting for a press conference to happen, and X-Nova's the sideline reporter, and he's like, X-Nova, anything left in the Roche pit? Then he just pans over to him. Nothing here yet. I'll make sure to update you.
Well, he did another really good job at getting some information. The 36-minute marks, and then the power room was spawning.
The sideline reporter.
Nah, they can't think about this, right?
He's got the Aeon disc radio. They can't. They'll see that. It's in his back.
Do they want to pop it?
I mean,
they're looking at maybe forcing reactions. All right, well, you get one out of Somnus, but Panda is not making it out of this one alive. Mid lane though, Arco's even going to force the BKB as well. Arna's charging in. Picard has to get out, but he blinked into the middle. Ultimate's going to be activated. They need a way
Lot
to
of
get
damage.
out of it, but the bristleback pops to BKB. Charging forward to deal with the cars. Where's the protection? Thunder just gets the blink out. The nick of time. Meanwhile, though, Somnus is looking for the extra kill. Alone forced to use the core to reposition, but there's a big window here for RNG.
Yeah, they can just continue pushing on forward. They know that the unstable concoction's about to wear out as well, so they're not worried about this alchemist one bit.
Middle tower has fallen.
Really good itemization coming out here from Somnus as he uses it. That boots of travel, making sure that he's able to quickly connect onto Sacred, onto Pango. Yeah. Both on Somnus as well as Chalice, they made sure to go into that boots of travel to make sure that they could stop this pesky rat split push play that they're trying to go to delay the game out a little bit. Be a big pickoff.
There's the on disc activated. They're happy with that. You gotta get the top, my good sirs, though. Honor is just obliterating your objectives.
Radiant's top barracks are under
You can't let them get megas.
They got the range bottom. It's fine.
I didn't see the barrack yet.
Radiant's top barracks.
Nice deep inside, but he's able to reposition close to the formation of RNG. Can they continue to kite the Brissa back? It's not going to be easy at all. Taker's going to try and pop another Aeon disc. He's able to do so successfully. The cards. Oh no, he doesn't get the toss. BKB still good out as well for a couple of seconds. Chalice. Oh,
Anna's got his.
Back inside debate. Keeping the cards alive, and now he's going to move on forward. Deals with the Oscar. Turns his attention for Anna, but still this Brissa back. Here's the raid boss. They've got the Lances to Anna this game. A triple killer moving on forward. It might be time to dive the fountain as well. Get that rampage on for Anna. It's objective-based gaming for the Bristle.
Oh, he doesn't want an objective. He wants the rampage, bro.
He might get it, and he does indeed. Anna. He'll finish it off with the rampage. What a beautiful performance coming out from the stand-in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
That might not be that honestly. Yeah,
Come on, Anna, go for the fountain time. It's your home. It's your home from the Oz pubs. This is where you always seem to find yourself, and eventually the GG ends
Is
goal.
under attack.
Once for punishment. This might be his first death of the entire game. Never mind. He is a Bristle.
Dire victory.
RNG, what an incredible game to be able to take this one 13-9. Anna goes deathless in this game. The stand-in and looking like he hasn't stopped playing.
He was the bringer of death. He was the bringer of death. You had the Necro there with the Shard. He was the Death Seeker as well. This was really just RNG playing at their absolute peak. And X-Nova got rid of the Chip Vest at the end of the